Hello everyone, myself Ajay Kumar Pandey, PhD Science from JNV Jamnagar, presenting about fundamental literacy and numeracy. This is the one of the part of National Education Policy 2020. Everyone knows that the vision of our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, comes true with the help of New Education Policy 2020. It helps in contributing to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality of education to all. NEP 2020. The NEP 2020 is the first education policy of the 21st century, which was announced 34 years after the previous national education policy on education in 1986. The NEP 2020 is directed toward major reform at both the school and higher education level. The government has said the new education policy aims at making the country an equitable and vibrant knowledge society. It envisions an India-centered education system that will contribute directly to transforming the country into a global superpower. This is the glimpse of national education policy. We know that in previous academic structure, the policy are structured in 10 plus 2 level, where the age is started from 6 to 16 for 10th and 16 to 18 for plus 2 level. But now the new pedagogical and curricular structure is changed. It starts from 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Now the new structure of policy is the foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary level. This helps in changing the way of education from primary level to the senior and senior secondary level. These are some of the silent features of NEP. First, recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capabilities of each student by sanitizing teachers and parents to promote each student holistic development. Accord the highest priority to achieving foundational literacy and numeracy by all students by grade 3. Flexibility for learners to choose their learning trajectories and program and thereby choose their own path in life according to their talent and interest. Next, no hard separation between arts and science, between vocational and academic stream, etc. to eliminate harmful hierarchy among silos between different areas of learning. Multidisciplinary and holistic education across the science, social science, arts, humanities, and sports to ensure unity and integrity of all knowledge. Second, emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exam. Creative and critical thinking to encourage logical decision making and innovation. Ethics and human and constitutional values like empathy, respect for other, cleanliness, courtesy, democratic spirit of service, respect for public property, scientific temper, liberty, responsibility, pluralism, equality, and justice. Promote and multi-language and power of language in the teaching and learning. Life skills such as communication, cooperation, teamwork, and resilience. a rootedness and pride in India and its rich, diverse, ancient and modern culture and knowledge system and tradition. Education is a public service. Access to equality education must be considered a basic right of every child. Substantial investment in strong, vibrant public education system as well as encouragement and facilitation of true philanthropic, private and community participation. Foundational literacy by 2025. This is one of the root of the national education policy. We know very well if there is no foundational literacy among early childhood, there is no meaning of aim of National Education Policy 2020. So these are divided for the different sector of this society. Educator, social promoter. Follow curriculum and framework found by NCERT developed on the basis of latest research and ECCE and national and international best practices. Next, parents. A professionally designed and administered ECCE curriculum will ensure holistic development and that children develop foundational literacy and numeracy as well as social skill. Students, art, stories, poetries and songs incorporated in curriculum will familiarize them about the rich local tradition of India. Here we will discuss foundational literacy and numeracy. The NEP term foundational literacy and numeracy as a necessary foundation and an indispensable prerequisite for all future school and lifelong learning. Foundational literacy, also known as foundational learning, is broadly defined as an individual ability to read and write and perform basic arithmetic operations. In the education policy, the Ministry of Human Resource Development states that large proportion of students currently in elementary school, estimated to be over 5 crores, have not attained foundational literacy and numeracy. If action is not taken soon, over the next few years, we could lose 10 crores or more students from the learning system to literacy. Literacy is often not straightforward and it is subtle in the ways it takes roots. A study by the ASER Center, that is Annual Status of Educational Report, shows that 49.2% of students in the standard third cannot read at the standard first level of difficulty. Even in states with low drop-off rates, standard or quality of education suffer immensely. The Education Policy 2020 states that achieving universal foundation literacy and numeracy in primary school and beyond by 2025 is the highest priority for all the states. It states that rest of these policy will be largely irrelevant for the such large portion of our students if this most basic learning requirement at the foundational level is not first achieved. The 40 minutes in the classroom define the success or failure of any education policy. NEP 2020 recognized that, particularly for teachers in public school, the challenges are harder than those in private school system. The stark difference between these public versus private school lies in delivering good quality of teaching, access to opportunities, and maintain quality control. In India, almost 75% of schools in rural areas are multi-graded schools. This means that teachers must not only handle different subjects, but they must also handle subject for all classes. The center moved to make foundational literacy and numeracy as a mission is welcome, but it lacks clarity while addressing the problem of teacher vacancy. The policy states that teacher vacancy will be filled as soon as possible in time-bounded manner, especially in disadvantaged area and area with large pupil to teacher ratio or high rate of illiteracy. The mission for foundational learning ensured that at least one teacher per class or grade is present. It aims to have pupil-teacher ratio of under 30:1 in each school. Additionally, it states that socio-economically disadvantaged area will be aimed for pupil-teacher ratio of under 25:1 and teacher will be trained, encouraged and supported with continuous professional development for the purpose to impart the foundational literacy and numeracy to the students who have fallen behind. The NEP 2020 suggests online training for teacher. While it suggests do's and don'ts for teacher, it does not equip them to handle unexpected problems in the classroom. The children who have fallen behind in the standard first, second and third require vigorous training courses to help them catch up. This is much like a crash course because the syllabus waits for no one. Children coming from struggling socio-economical background often lack skill that children coming from well-to-do backgrounds already have. He said many of the parents struggling financially won't get to spend a lot of time with their children. Often they work 2 or more jobs just to keep the family afloat. In such case, a child's ability to communicate, observe, and interact is affected. This makes government school teacher role increasingly difficult. What we need now is module where there are at least 2 or 3 teacher training institutes. That is important to invest in teacher in order to equip them with necessary skill needed to reform our education system. In order to achieve this, the role of teacher is highly essential. Some would argue that it is, in fact, the most important factor. Every education policy is diluted to set of instruction that teacher must follow in classroom. Thanks for watching. Myself Ajay Kumar Pandey presenting a brief introduction of National Education Policy 2020 on behalf of Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti.